Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this reading vlog. Recently I counted how many books I have on my physical TBR, and let's just say it was a lot. It was too much. I'm ashamed, honestly. Not really, but it was a lot of books, and I just thought, you know, why not just focus on reading every books I have on my physical TBR for the end of the year and see how many books I can read realistically before the year of 2025. So that is what we're doing. I'm quite excited. This is part one of this, and I have 3 books with me that I'm like in the mood for, but I'm currently reading the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I don't know what I'm in the mood for, because this is like cozy, pumpkin spicy, like very fall-y. And so after this, I feel like I might be in the mood for a romance, but at the same time, I know like this is like a very like cutesy little fluffy romance that I feel like I might want to read, like a mafia or a general fiction. I think it's a general fiction. I don't know. I think it is. This sounds so interesting that I feel like it's calling my name. It says, at one point or another, we've all been asked to name 5 people, living or dead, with whom we would like to have dinner. Why do we choose the people we do? And what if the dinner was to actually happen? I think I might go for this one because I'm just like intrigued. But before we go on with our reading vlog, I actually do have a sponsor for this video, which is Vooglam. Vooglam is a professional prescription glasses provider with different varieties and different styles, and they're kindly sponsoring this part of the video. I have been wearing glasses, I think, since I was a child. Like, I cannot remember my face as a child without glasses. Honestly, glasses is a part of my identity at this point, and I feel like as a glasses wearer, then you know how important it is for you to change your style. You know how important it is for you to just change frame colors once in a while. Honestly, once every few months, basically, because I feel like for me, I just need to change up a little bit because I end up looking the same. So this is where our sponsor of this video comes in, Vooglam. They sent me 4 pair of glasses, and this one I'm wearing is honestly my favorite because I always do black frame all the time. I just think black goes with everything. However, this one has a little bit of color up front, and I was like, this is perfect for every day, but with a little bit of like magic to it, with a little bit of oomph. So I saw this and I was like, immediately yes. I love the color of it, just red and a little bit of cream. Perfect for every day, but with a little bit of spice. I feel like the color added a little spice for me, to me at least. But this is, I think, one of my favorite frame from them, and I really like them. I think it's beautiful. I love black frame, but I think this is just perfect. So the second pair I got from them is just a simple black. It's perfect for every day. It's perfect. I feel like it's going to be perfect for the winter for me because I actually want to wear some silver jewelry. I wear gold all the time, but I want to wear some silver jewelry in the winter. And when I saw this, I was like, well, that's perfect. That's amazing, because it's going to force me to actually wear the silver. But like I was saying, I love black frame. So when I saw this very sturdy, ready, everyday type of frame, I was excited. I fall asleep with my glasses all the time because I can't see the TV, I can't see my phone, so I fall asleep with my glasses all the time. And I feel like if I end up falling asleep with this, I won't be scared because it's really sturdy. All of them are really sturdy, but this is really sturdy and I really love it. But honestly, I just cannot wait to wear this during the winter time because I really want to start wearing a little silver, and this has a little silver details, so it's one of my favorite. This next one, I feel like I look like a little preschool teacher. You know, when I tried them on, I just saw it and I was like, honestly, my kids would always draw me with like a little circle glasses. So when I saw that on the website, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like I said, I go for rectangle frame all the time, but the circle frame is nice. The circle frame is nice. And the last one that I got from them is basically the same thing. It's the same frame and everything, but it's just navy blue and gold. I feel like this color, I wear navy blue all the time during the winter, so I saw this and I was like, perfect, I'm going to wear you around the winter all the time. Another thing I wanted to say is that I do work from home, so I'm always on the screen. I'm always looking at a screen, computer, or laptop all the time, like 8 hours a day. So Vooglam makes this a little bit easier for me because all the glasses do come with blue light protection, so I'm a little bit at ease when I'm staring at a screen for 8 hours a day. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's all the glasses I wanted to share with you guys. If you want to buy a pair from them, which I highly recommend, they're all really nice. I do have a code. It's 𝐓𝐢𝐤𝐚𝐥𝐬, my name, and it's 15% off. And I just want to thank Vooglam for sponsoring this part of the video. So I made it to chapter 5 in this, and I just realized I actually read another book by this author. It was Expiration Date, and I was just like, oh, like I enjoyed Expiration Date. I didn't love it. It wasn't like a favorite of mine, but I remember really enjoying it. So now I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, this is more interesting. I feel like when I was reading Expiration Date, I was like in and out of it. Like I was like into it and then I wasn't into it. But this one, so far, I'm really enjoying it. First of all, I'm extremely jealous of our main character. She's living all of her dreams at the moment. You know the question like you get once in a lifetime, actually no, 100 times in your lifetime, the question like everyone will ask you, oh, if you were to have like a dinner with with a person living or dead, like who would it be? And like we get to choose out 2 people or like 5 people. She's having that dinner. Like she's having the dinner, and I'm jealous because I'm just like, well, lucky you, Sabrina, lucky you. But she's having a dinner and she invited 5 people. She invited her father. It didn't say it in the synopsis, so I hope that's not a spoiler, but I'm not gonna tell you anything that happens, like the conversation that they have, so I think it's okay. She invited her favorite college professor, she invited her best friend Jessica, she invited her ex Tobias, and she invited the queen Audrey Hepburn. So now I'm quite intrigued. I'm like, why are you inviting these people? Because that's a like very selective like couple of people. Like why did you want to have dinner with them? So now I'm like, my mind has gone to places like I'm guessing like, did the like boyfriend cheat? Is it something like that? Does she wants to know what's happening? Like some, I'm just like, I can see why she invites the father, because there's like some closure there. She needs some closure of some things that happened. But I'm very like, why the ex? Why would you want to have dinner with your ex? Because for me, I'm like, I wouldn't want to do that. But then also the best friend. So like, because she invite these people and you know like this is like a dinner of a lifetime, you just more like, you just very intrigued to know what's going to happen, how is it going to happen, and if anyone, what is it that she's looking for, what answer she's looking for. Because like when you think of who would you have dinner with, like living or dead, who would it be? You know what I mean? I'm like, I wouldn't select my best friend. Why would you invite your best friend? You could see her, unless the best friend is dead. Like I'm like, you could see her anytime. Like why would you want to have dinner with your best friend and your ex? So I'm like sitting here thinking of everything, and I'm like, my guesses are going like wild in my head. I'm like, did he cheat with the best friend? Is that like a thing that's going on? I'm pretty sure it's not, but like my guess, that's what's happening. But I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued. I want to know what's happening. And I think that's why I'm like really enjoying it so far, because I'm like, why are you inviting all of these people? And like, why are they here? Like your college professor, why are you inviting your favorite college professor? But also Audrey, like I was sitting there, like I was like, this is so funny. Everyone you know, and then there's like literally the queen, and like you and the president of Audrey Hepburn. Like what do you do? How do you act? What if you use the wrong spoon in front of Audrey? It's Audrey. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm excited to see how like where this story is gonna end, but I'm very intrigued. I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm gonna read as much as I can before I go to bed. I'm so stupid. I just put 2 and 2 together. Her name is Sabrina. Audrey Hepburn's celebrity is there at her dinner. Audrey played in a movie that was called Sabrina. Maybe that's her favorite. Maybe it's the author favorite movies of Audrey Hepburn. Oh my gosh, what if she mentions it in here? What if she, I would be so happy because that's my favorite movie. Hi guys, good morning. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, so that's good. I have my little Gatorade. I've been trying to stay hydrated because I haven't been sleeping this whole week. I haven't. But the good thing is about me not sleeping yesterday is that I finished the dinner list. I think I said yesterday there were so many lines in here in this book that I just loved, and I was just like underlining so many things, and it's true. Like I finished it and I was like, can't wait to read the little quotes that I like underlined and all of that. And I truly just enjoyed some of the things that like the author put. There was a lot of analogies and a lot of deep quotes that I feel like I'm gonna use for the rest of my life. I don't even think I mentioned that this book takes place in present and like past timeline. The present time where like her at the dinner was like 7:30 p.m. and then 8:30 p.m. So we were getting the hours of the day and the hours of the dinner, like what was said. But then the past timeline, we were getting the history and like pretty much everything that happened with everyone that was there and like the reasoning why they were there in the dinner in the first place. I don't know if that makes sense, but we were getting the history in the past timeline and then why they were here in the present timeline. But I don't think I even said that. But yeah, yesterday I was reading this and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really am enjoying it. And I was enjoying it. It kept my attention the whole entire 200 something pages. But if I'm honest, the main story, like the main story of this book was between Tobias, the ex-boyfriend, and our main character Sabrina. And I just have to say, I did not feel a connection to their love story at all whatsoever. The thing is, it kept me interested. Like I was like interested in the whole story. Like there was not a time where I didn't want to know what was happening, but I just wanted to know what was happening because I wanted to see the ending more of like, I felt a connection to it. But the storyline that I resonate with so much was the friendship part of it, because everyone in that group, like I said, was there for a reason. So the father was like unresolved issues that she had with the father, Tobias, the love thing, the college professor, Audrey, the love that she has for Audrey. And then we had Jessica, the best friend. And I just felt so, I was just like, if this whole book was about Jessica and her friendship, I would have loved it. But honestly, the reason why I felt so close to the story is because like, I feel like all friendship goes to the thing that their friendship was going through. Like for me personally, I just feel like all friendships sometimes as we grow up, very unfortunately, just like drift apart. Like for me, right? I'm married and then some of my friends are not married. Some of them has kids and all of that. And then like, there's always something like, oh, well, you married, so you won't understand this thing I'm doing. Well, like you have kids, you won't understand how I'm tired and I can't get out of the house. Well, like you single, so like you won't understand this. And like no one is truly talking about this. We just like stop calling each other or stop being there for each other or something like that. But then the love and the connection and the like years of friendship is still like, it's still there. Does that make sense? Love and the friendship that I have for my friends is still very much there. But then I'll be lying to you if I say like some part, like we all can see that sometimes we just drift apart for a little bit. But then I know if one of them calls me right now and be like, hey, I really need your help, I need to do this, I'm like, okay, I'm on my way right now. Does that make sense? I feel like her and Jessica was like this because Jessica got married and she had kids, and then there was like a main character, she wasn't married, didn't have kids, and the problem that she had with Jessica was just like, we just drifted apart. Like you weren't there for me enough. And Jessica was like, well, I'm married, like we just grew up, but I still love you. And I was just like, I relate to that part of the story, and I find myself relating to Jessica so much. Like I loved her character, but I can see why other people would love Sabrina as a male character. I just didn't relate to her. I said a whole lot. I hope it made sense. I hope everything I just said makes sense. But yeah, I finished it. It was okay. It was good. I enjoyed it. I kept my attention. I feel like apart from the deep quote that I have from there, like I just don't feel any connection towards Sabrina or Tobias, which like the whole book was like, majority of the book was about them, but I just didn't feel the deep connection that I wanted to feel about them. But it was okay. I don't know why I want to rate it yet, so I'm gonna sit there and think about it, because I have a lot of quotes that I've underlined here, a lot of quotes that I underlined that I think I'm gonna use in my daily life, but there's no connection to the main story. I don't know. The dinner listing, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this morning though, I have been staring at my bookshelf and I just didn't know what I wanted to read after, but I picked out Assistance to the Villain because I've been in the mood for it. Like I just been wanting to pick it up. And I also have Sword Heart, which is another cozy fantasy. I think this is cozy fantasy. They both are fantasy. Like this one, I think everyone says like it's funny. This is about, what was her name? Evie. It's about Evie. I believe she became the assistant of a villain. It's like the grumpy type of like villain, and she's sunshiny and all of this, and like he hates everyone but her. So you know I'm going to love this. But also this one, remember when I was buying it, I was reading the reviews like on Amazon, and everyone was saying this was really fun. So I'm looking for something fun but also fantasy. Like I don't want a romance right now, I just want something like a fantasy type of thing. So I don't know, I'm gonna read the first chapter of this and see what I think. Okay, this sounds really good. I might go for it. But let's see this one. Okay. I forgot I was only supposed to read the first few pages, but I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one because it's more, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it because the first chapter was really good. Then I read the second and all of this. I'm enjoying it more. So we're gonna go with this one, and then after maybe pick this up. But this sounds good so far. I'm gonna go with that one. This sounds good. I have a good feeling for this one.
Please tell me you guys see them. We all know. It's just I'm adopting it.
Okay, I've been crying. It's not because the book is sad or anything like that. I'm processing a lot at the moment, but I'm really enjoying the book. It's really funny. It's actually not sad at all, but I'm processing a lot at the moment, and I've been crying. But I made it to chapter 6 in this, and it's really, really good. It's really good so far. I always want this channel to be like a little cozy, fun, happy place on the internet. A little corner where we could just talk about books, and I love for books and I love for baking, because I feel like lately I've been baking a lot on this channel. So I never want to bring anything, I never want to say anything that's not like book related or anything like that. But I thought it would be weird if I come up here one day and I have like a cat on my neck and then I never say anything. Not that I have to, but I feel like it would be weird. But recently I find out that I had thyroid cancer, but thankfully it's small and early, so I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that. I'm beyond grateful. I'm always just, oh, thank God that we got it so early, and thank God that I'm having the surgery. It's just that I'm still processing that I have it, and I'm still processing that I have to get a surgery, and I'm still processing that I have cancer. That I think that is kind of like messing me up. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, yes, it's small, and yes, it's early, and I'm grateful, but for some odd reason I just can't believe that I have something, like I have cancer. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does, but I'm just like, cancer? What do you mean I have cancer? That's what I was when I like learned that. I was like, are you sure? And I keep telling myself that it's small. I keep telling myself that they cut it early. I keep telling myself like it's a wonderful thing that they cut it early and we could have the surgery and be done with it. My brain is just not understanding that whatsoever. Like, my brain is not getting that at all, because I have just been sitting here trying to read, but I can't because my surgery is it's next week, and that's all I can think about. Like, this book, it's so funny, but I'm just thinking of the surgery and I just can't help it. Like, I can't help it. And I was like, I'm never gonna talk about it in my channel. I'm never gonna say anything to anybody, but I'm like, it'll be so weird to just come up and be like, okay, welcome to another reading vlog, and there's like a scar on my neck. Maybe you wouldn't even have seen it ever because I wear crew neck all the time, but I'm like, it'll just be weird to not say anything. So that was good timing because the hospital just called me. But oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, yeah, by the time you see this, I think this is going up November, like early November, because of the sponsorship. I think they said early November. So I've already but I think I will already have, yeah, not I think, I've already had my surgery, and hopefully I'm healed by then, by the time you see this. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk now. It's needed. I feel like I need nature to clean my mind.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out.
Hi guys, we have not talked for 2 days. I've been writing in my bed for the past 2 days, and today I woke up, felt a little bit gross. I felt gross, so I was like, let me just go and go outside for a second. So I went for a walk this morning. I started a new book. I made myself breakfast, and I just made my favorite tea. So it's like I feel so much better already. But when I was on my walk earlier this morning, I started Part of Your World by 𝐓𝐢𝐤𝐚, and I'm currently going in chapter 10. This is the thing that happened with Sweetheart. I just can't, like, this is really good. Like, this is good, and I'm eventually going to pick it up again and like finish it. It's just that yesterday, like last night, I picked it up because I was like, oh, let me try to read it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't pick it up. I literally was like, I can't read it because it just kept putting me in a sad mood. So I'm going to self DNF it for now, but I eventually will definitely pick it back up because I think it's going to be really, really good, because I was enjoying it up until I started crying the other day. But Part of Your World, I picked up Part of Your World, and I am, like I said, going to chapter 10. This is really, really good. I'm really enjoying it so far. I did this whole series like wrong. This is I believe the series is called Part of Your World, I think, but I read the second one, which was like Yours Truly, and then I read Just for the Summer, which is the third of the series, and now I'm going back to the beginning with Part of Your World. But I've heard good things. My sister read this book, and she is a harsh critique. My sister is the worst when it comes to reading book. Like, a book that's my favorite that I would like, it's a 6 star. She's like, 3 star for me. And this one, she ended up giving it like a 5 star. So my hope, like my expectation is truly high, because this was a 5 star for her. But yeah, I loved 𝐓𝐢𝐤𝐚 writing. This is like putting me in the right mindset. It's just like perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, because her writing is very comforting. It's something that I'm familiar with. It's something that I just fell in love with. Every single time I start reading her book, like I just always ended up falling in love with the characters that she writes, with the world that she brings you in. So I'm enjoying this so far. I'm currently in chapter 10, and we are following Alexis and Daniel. The thing is, I know some of the story in this book already because I read Just for the Summer, and Daniel, the MMC of like Part of Your World, we met him at the end of Just for the Summer, and like a big part of his life story came to like a full conclusion. But I was still very intrigued, and I wanted to know like his full-on story. So I picked this up this morning, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I was just on the phone for 2 whole hours. My brain hurt. It is done now, thankfully. We were talking about Part of Your World. We were following Danielle and Alexis. She came from a family of doctors. Her mom is a doctor, her dad's a doctor, her brother's a doctor. Literally a whole legacy of doctor in her family. And that part is, I believe, is going to be really important in the book, but it's important to her family for her to like be a doctor and married to a doctor and like carry the doctory legacy around. Alexis actually just got out of abusive relationship. Like, the ex-partner that she was with was really, really abusive, but her family, like her mom, her dad was like, oh, just forgive him, just go with him. Like, he's a smart person, and smart people make like stupid mistakes sometimes. So they're calling the abusive things that he did to Alexis stupid mistake, even though I think he was like verbally and like physically, emotionally abusive to her. We haven't got a lot about what he did, but like I think that was it. But they saying to just forgive him because smart people make stupid mistakes sometimes. Yeah. So I think her being a doctor and her being rich is like a big part of this story. But Daniel, though, our MC Daniel, he lives in this small town, and they actually met in the town that he's living in. She was coming from like a funeral, and then she was stuck in this dish, and he was like a little hero, and saw her there. It was like, hey, like, I'm gonna help you out. So he helped pull her car out of the dish, and later that same night she went to this like diner or a bar. She went to a place to eat and he was also at that restaurant, or like I think it's a diner or a bar, I don't know, but he was also in the place that she went to eat. And he went to her, he was like, hey, I should probably tell you that these guys in the back of the bar are like betting to see who, like which one of them is going to be able to like take you home. And she's like, what? It's like, yeah, like they betting $100 to see which one of them will take you home tonight. And jokingly she says, well, what if you know, you take me home and you can win the $100? But it was a joke. She wasn't actually gonna go home with him and do anything, but he actually offered her a grilled cheese sandwich and she went home with him to eat the grilled cheese sandwich. But we know some things happened. They had like one night stand, and like 4 a.m. she freaked out and then like and then left. She left her shoes there, literally left her shoes there. She just like went back home. But at the part that I'm in, they're actually talking again. They're actually in this little date because she ended up calling him and she's like, hey, I have your hoodie, so you know, I'm gonna bring it up to you. And she drove like 3 hours, like they stay far away from each other, and she drove like 3 hours to go to him and to give him the hoodie. But they actually are on a date right now, and the date that they in is just so cute. He basically rented like a drive-in movie, like there was no one there but them. But guess what? He set up a whole little picnic in the back of his truck, and so it was just them at this like drive-in movie theater in the back of his truck, and they were watching like The Princess Bride. And I was like, that is so romantic. That is so romantic. It's like, it's small but romantic. But I think the things that's going to happen right now, I feel like the differences between them is going to be a big part of the story. Because even in the beginning, like when they were going on a date, she was saying she's never been in a truck, and he's saying like, oh, like what do you mean you've been in a truck? She's like, no, I've never been in a truck, I've never done this. And he's thinking, well, I guess because she has like a nice like expensive car, and he's thinking about her looking rich and like having money, and he doesn't have a lot, and he stays in this small town. So I'm thinking that might be a big issue, I guess. So I feel like that might be the big issue in this, and maybe the reason why they're gonna like have a third act breakup or something. But so far I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking it, and I think it's happy imminent. So I always enjoy the characters that she writes. That's what's happening. The chapter 10 that I'm in, they are on a date and they're just spending time together, and he was talking to her and all of this, and she's having a really fun time. And he's just like a nice little golden retriever cinnamon character, and obviously Javier Jimenez like write these golden retriever cinnamon boy the best. So I'm gonna sit here, enjoy it, and feel and see if I can finish it today. I feel like I can, plus I have the audiobook, so if my eyes get tired, I'll always listen to the audiobook. But my expectation for this is really high. It's really high. It's really high. Also, you know what I think might be like an issue is that Alexis is actually older than Daniel. He's like 28, she's 38. I believe she's 38 and he's 28. So I feel like that also might be an issue, because I feel like what if she ended up introducing him to like her parents, and then they're gonna see how like young he is. I don't know. I'm thinking like what might be the big issue that they won't end up together, or like the third act breakup. I think ahead in romance book, like what's going to be the third act breakup. And my guessing are like the differences between them, the fact that she's a doctor and rich and he's like a small town boy. I can never sit still and not guess what's going to happen. I have to think, then step ahead of a book. Mikado avocado. I'm always one step ahead. One step ahead. What I really love about Javier Jimenez is that she always makes you want more of the couple having like romantic time, because right now like she writes like closed door romance, like you know things are happening, but it's like clean romance, like closed door of things that's happening. Right now I want more, because Daniel is talking to Alexis and he says, I can't really think of a single thing I wouldn't do to you in my own bed all night, as many times as you want. And then she's like, you really want me to spend the night with you, don't you? He says, I want you to do whatever you're comfortable with, and you could always come back and sleep here. He says, unless I make you too tired to walk this short distance. And then we don't get nothing else, we just get those lines. And he was like, that's so cute. But then you don't get anything else. You don't get any scenes. It's like the door is closed. Bye. You know, like literally it's the end of that chapter, and I thought that was like really nice. And I love how clean our romance are, but like romantic, and like they have even though they ended up having a one-night stand, like you can see the full connection, the like romantic part of it. It's not just like physical. I'm enjoying this way too much. I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm feeling good today. I'm enjoying a good book. You guys, I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I wasn't happy for 2 days. Let me have this. I was in my bed, writing in my bed and thinking, my gosh, will I ever get out of this bed? I started guessing. No, I started doubting myself that I would get out of that bed, but yeah. Oh my god. Her ex-partner, like the person that she was with, he was just emotionally abusive. My god. I'm wondering if she told her parents all of that, because like as a parent, I really don't care about legacy anything. It's crazy to see how they put in their legacy and like their pride like above their daughter. That's my nephew. But it's crazy how to put in their pride, and I'm gonna go. My boss is calling. By my boss, I mean my nephew. Alexis and like 2 of her friends ended up at this Airbnb that Daniel has, and she did something that I was kind of like upset about. She did something and Daniel was like mad about it and all of that, but the friends does not know that she knows Daniel, right? And right now the friends are talking about Daniel, and she's like, was he outside? Was the guy outside? And she's like, what guy? And he's like, the hot chicken guy. She's like, oh, didn't see him. And then they're like, I bet he's outdoorsy. He looks outdoorsy. He probably smells like campfire smoke. And then she has to hear that. She has to hear her friends talks about the men that she's seen, but they don't know that she's seen him, and they're talking all hot and stuff. And I'm just like, God, that will kill me. Like, that will literally kill me. Okay guys, so I finished Part of Your World 2 days ago. Today's Monday. I finished it Saturday, and I feel like the only way I could really explain this is like, you know when you first start dating someone, like you start seeing someone and all the butterflies and everything, like they sent you in a text message, like all the calls, everything, you just sit there and giggling, because that's how I felt. Like I felt butterfly the whole time reading this book. Like I felt butterflies. I was like, every single thing he says and everything that they were doing together as a couple, I was just like, I'm getting, like I was giggling and I was laughing, I was kicking my feet, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. Like you guys saw, I think I like filmed a couple of my reaction of me just like giggling every single time that he said something sweet to her. Daniel in this book reassured me more when I said, yes, I will go for a golden retriever cinnamon man all the time, because this man, he was just perfect. I love him so much. But then like it's Abby Jimenez, and I feel like Abby Jimenez and Kenny Ryan just writes the best men. But I love this. I felt like Daniel was just like my favorite. I love the way that he just wore his heart on his sleeve. I just love it. The things I didn't like, let me say some of the things I didn't like actually. Alexis, my god, it felt like at a point she was just like extremely ashamed of him. That's why I said a 5-star, because at some point I was like, are you ashamed of this guy? She kept saying, well, like if me and like Daniel end up together, my dad will like disown me, my dad will this. And I'm thinking, girl, you 37, like please make a daddy out of someone. Stop looking for your dad, like just stop. And I'm just like what are you doing? And she just kept on saying that over and over again, and then which made Daniel just felt like not enough for her. And I was just so angry when he felt that, and when it didn't last long, but when this man kept thinking that he wasn't good enough for her because he saw like the people she was around, I was so angry. Like I was like, if you don't fix this up right now, I'm gonna close this book angry. And I did for a second, and I couldn't stop thinking about him, so I opened it. But she got on my nerve for a second. I was like, what is wrong with you? Just stop. The amount of time she's like, my dad would disown me if I end up with someone like Daniel. My dad will do this, my dad will do that. Look at what happens to my brother. Like, I can't do this and I can't do that. I'm like, please, I beg of you, stop it. I beg of you. But it was 4.5. I truly love it. I love how he wore his like heart on the sleeve. I love how he was just there for her. He literally tells her, hey, this is what I feel about you. You should probably know it. I love you, I care for you, and I want this to work, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that it works. He was the Daniel by Abby Jimenez. That's all I can say. But yeah, it's going to be a 4.5 for me. And we read 2 books in this video. We also read The Dinner List, and I've come to the conclusion that it's gonna be a 3-star. The whole week I was just thinking about this, and I was just like, what do I want to give it? And honestly, it just didn't give me a spark. Like, I felt like the only person I care for was Jessica. Like, the only storyline I care for really was Jessica and like her best friend and her. Like, I didn't feel, and Audrey obviously, but I didn't feel any other connection throughout this book. Like, I didn't feel the connection that I should have felt for the main couple of this book. But I love the friendship talk, and I truly appreciate like Jessica and her just like working through their problems. So I think I'm gonna give this a 3-star because of the friendship storyline that was in there. Yeah, but yeah, 3-star. I haven't thought about it ever since, but I have sent my sisters some of the pictures I took of the quotes that I love in here, so that's good. Also, I started Sword Heart in South Fit, and I know I'm going to pick it up because I haven't stopped thinking about, now that I'm like ready and I'm like in the mood to read again, I know I'm going to pick this up after. But these are all the 3 books we read. We have a 3-star, a 4.5, and a sub DNF that I'm excited to pick up again. But I'll see you guys next time. God bless you, stay blessed, and yeah, bye.